Everyone's like, oh, look, here comes Pensy Joe bringing the Pennsylvania stuff because really test LED in the headlight, but we'll take this shit quite well by all. Regular combination, she's all that G at 10, proceed to 15. Hey everybody, this is Pensy Joe back again for another video, and this is going to be a different one. This is about product suggestions, and it's been bothering me lately that people just don't seem to understand yet that companies are doing, they're finally doing like product suggestion portals so they can gather information and do some sort of like evaluation of what they should probably do next based off of what the market wants, rather than just like going based off of like, you know, numerous voices on like social media saying, I want this locomotive or I want that locomotive. Like it a lot of people seem to think that just because they repeat the same thing over and over again, like maybe once a month or every week or whatever, means like there's more demand than there actually is. And that pretty much just is it. That's what's it, right? Like, and I know we all probably have done this. I know I'm guilty to some extent, but we all find other people who do it, and it's just like, you know, telling them does not mean that everybody else wants the same thing too, guys. Like, come on now. So, for example, nobody has made a tri-rail BL36PH by Brookville, and Brookville only made these for tri-rail. They haven't made them for anybody else, but they have, like, they call it the Eagle as a nickname for the BL36PH. And recently I just thought about it, and I was like, well, I'm going to see if websites out there have like a product suggestion portal. So Rapido makes a lot of commuter trains nowadays. They do Metra mostly, and they have done some tri-rail passenger cars so far. And this is the palm tree scheme, and now here's the modern scheme that tri-rail now uses for the commuter service. And this is another BL36PH as an example of different schemes that it would have. It only had two. But yeah, I went out to looked at Rapido, and I chose them, and I found their product suggestion page, and I'll show that a bit later of all the companies that I know are big that can do HO and N scale for the most part product suggestions as a portal, and I'll do my best to get all the links in the description below. Not all of them do. For example, Bowser does not do product suggestions, which I think is a bad idea in my opinion. I think if they want a better idea of what their customers want, they should definitely follow the trend of what other companies are doing by doing a product suggestion portal. But yeah, I simply fill out the instructions for Rapido's like product suggestion portal to do the BL36PH, and basically describe that nobody's made it before. Tri-rail had them, and since they're making tri-rail products, like with the passenger cars with the bi-levels, right, might as well just make some more tri-rail locomotives. And here's another example, right? This one right here is an F40PH-3 C. And there was also F40PH-2C that came out before this some time ago. Tri-rail had a couple of them. They did number, let's see, they had 807, 808, 809, 8010, and 811. Or I'm sorry, not 8011, 810 and 811. So that's another example that I want to see as well. And this is the first one, right? Broadway Limited Imports has been like doing newsletters like every month and reaching out on all the social media platforms to do questions for like their newsletters and stuff. But every single time they keep trying to tell people, once those newsletters came out into people's like emails and stuff, go to the product suggestion portal, please. And it is getting exhausting. Like people saying, well, can you make, well, how about this or how about that? It's like, how about you go to the product suggestion portal, guys and gals? Like, come on now. They have it there. Now, does that mean it's gonna make it happen any faster? No, but they'll know that they're collecting data in a database that they're gonna catalog Same thing with Rapido right here as well. Here's another where you can get started as well. They'll catalog all this stuff and they'll tell you where the market's at and where they should, and not just this, not the only like focus on the main ones, but to also dive into potential other markets that will make some money as well. So that doesn't mean like, like say for example Pennsylvania, right? Pennsylvania is like the biggest, like, before merging railroad times, like pretty much like the 1900s to like before 1960s, like biggest railroad that a lot of people model, right? Just because in Pennsylvania there's gonna be like a whole ton of like Pennsylvania suggestions, it does not mean everything's gonna be centered on Pennsylvania in the future. Like let's say somebody does L&N suggestions for a prototype, like that's something that people can do, right? Now I try to look up for Athearn, and I remembered a while ago they did have a product suggestion portal page where on their website where you can suggest a product. And at that time I think I what I did is that I did a request for or a suggestion to do the Clinchfield early challengers, like the original challengers before they got the ones from I believe the Rio Grande. And I don't know if they modified them, but they're unique looking, but they look pretty much almost exactly like the Union Pacific Challengers. So I asked for the early Clinchfield Challengers. Now, does that mean anything is going to change? No, but like at least there's some information to that there's some information out there to let them know that there's Clinchfield demand, and it doesn't have to be just steam engines or diesels, right? It can be anything for any scale. You can do HO, N scale. I mean, I didn't do Lionel because that's a whole other like company and a whole other scale. And I mean, yeah, it's like and kind of like N scale and HO or different scales, but this is just to prove a point, right, guys? Right. Here's another one. This is Bachman. Now, obviously, it's not there. Like, they don't have a tab to do product suggestions. I think everybody should just have a product suggestion tab in their contacts, like tab under their tab on their website. Every company should be doing this because then people have a place to go where it's easy to just click on and get to and just start suggesting whatever it is, why it's important, yada, 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 information, why it would be a great product. Here's scale trains. I went on scale trains and theirs is pretty much similar like Rapido's, where product suggestion is as well, where it's multiple steps. For me, I suggested personally, just to put that out there in case anybody else wants to do it, I did a suggestion for HON3 products. In particular, the one I wanted them to make was the ET and W&C 460s. Like, this is a Tennessee company, right? The Tweetsie or the ET and W&C is Eastern Tennessee, but it's still a Tennessee like heritage railroad. And I don't want to do like a whole thing where I'm just supporting the Tweetsie, but there's a reason why I want it to be made. Like there was a company called Train and Trooper, and they're suck. It's a brass company, and not just to say I'm not saying brass sucks, but those models in particular suck, and they're like a pain in the butt, and it's too much work. I want something that's easier. Okay, and that's basically what I said. Like I think a lot of people want to get into HON3, and since Blackstone's gone, like for now, hopefully not forever, but who knows. And this is Cato, by the way. Since Blackstone's gone, right? Just to go back on that topic, somebody needs to step up at least somewhere, or at least start to put their hand in it a little bit. You can also go to Broadway because they make steam models as well. So I know they're probably not going to focus on that, but don't, if you're into HO3 and you found this video, any of these companies, it doesn't matter which one it is, right? Scale Trains might do it. Broadway will probably be the likely one, maybe even Bachman, but I don't. Come on, guys, I want something nicely detailed. I mean, yes, Bachman made it ON30 like pretty much the same prototype, except it's just a narrower. For the ET&WC like 460s, but and here's Walthers. Walthers is too out of date as well. They got so much stuff going on their website. I mean, it's ridiculous. So they need to update it as well. So you can do product suggestion portals. Every company should be doing this, including Bowser. Like Bowser's website looks very early 2000s, and they need to really revamp their Bowser's website, and that goes for any other startup, smaller companies as well. If you're doing HO and or like whatever model railroading company, make it try and research how do other companies do it and try not to make it one to one, but do something similar, right? And here's other prototypes that I would like to see and probably suggest in the future. Like this is a Clinchfield K4282 Mikado, based off of the USRA pretty much design. It has the same diameter drive, wheels, and spacing. And you know, I'd like to see more Clinchfield, mainly because I live in Eastern Tennessee now, right? So I'm into I'm not modeling these railroads, but I know a museum that does, and I know other people who do. And here's an example of the ET&WC in the later years. One of the Baldwin 10 wheelers. Like these things were famous. The ET&WC was pretty much like the a cousin of similar to the East Broadtop, the EBT. To be fair, the East Broadtop pretty much helped start this company in a way. And it's a long story. I recommend looking into it. It's really interesting. Yes, we've seen the Denver Rio Grande, we've seen that all the time, but like East Broadtop still has all of its like equipment. Well, not every single piece of equipment, but their facilities are still there, and they're probably going to be able to restore the entire, like, not the entire line per se, but like, if not majority of it from point to point. Like, it's going to be incredible. Like, you know, it's just, and then there's some technical drawings of the ET&WC 460s. I mean, they're everywhere, man. It's crazy. So that's what I want everybody to know is like if you want to like suggest stuff, get photos just like I did for this video and all sorts of stuff for anything, right? I mean, just do what you can to get what you want so that you can like suggest whatever prototype you want to any company that has a product suggestion or whatever. Don't be afraid to do that. That doesn't mean you're going to get it, but at least they're tallying this up. They're tallying up the information, and they should do that because as sellers, they need to know what the market wants, right? Like looking at social media posts is one thing, but it takes so long. It's better to have all the information consolidate and come through their website so that they can tally it themselves, so they don't have to like go search everywhere to look for information. And I'm pretty sure they've done this for a long time, but this is the way things are going on forward now. And I think, everybody should just go out there now. Stop going on yeah, you can do it. I'm not going to stop you, but like, just stop like yelling stuff on these platforms or talk with people who you share ideas with or share with like road interests and prototype interests with and get with them together and then go to these websites to like give your information to these model manufacturers, guys. Like, yeah, it's one thing to go whenever they do a product announcement and say, well, how about, like, you don't have to do that. You're just one person. You might get a few likes, but it's not everybody on the internet, right? So it would be better to just get together, talk about prototypes that you want to see, and then coordinate together to just go to these websites and go to companies that will likely do it. I know Bowser says they won't do Steam again, but like that doesn't mean forever, right? And that's if they start doing a product suggestion page. I mean, they would probably get a lot of Steam requests. Like it's just insane. And then another reason why I'm doing this video, right? That just to wrap this up, um, Broadway's not should not be the only one making Steam models out there, guys. Like they really shouldn't. And I feel like a lot of people are just weighing in too much on Broadway and not putting the pressure on everybody else. And I think this video should help enlighten people to just spread out, but also to coordinate together to like go out there and let these companies know what they want, what you want, not what they want, but what you want, the people out there, and see if there's a market for it, right? Anyways, guys, this is Pensy Joe signing out again, and I'll see you guys down the line. Bye now.
The hill and by the shore, hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall, riding through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. Now here's to Daddy Claxton, may his name forever stand, and may be remembered in the courts throughout the land. When his earthly race is over, let the curtains round him fall. We'll carry him home to victory on the Wabash Cannonball. Oh, listen to the jingle, the rumble, and the roar as she glides along the woodland to the hill and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall, riding through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball.